What is up, guys? Joel here with a long overdue update. Been doing a lot of videoing, but not a whole lot of editing. Been slacking in that department a little bit just because I've been getting a little excited about getting that car started. We're getting pretty close here, so we're going to just hop in where we left off with getting that engine assembled, and we're just gonna get right into it here. Now we can get to the main seal here, so we'll be able to take care of that and get it all set. Alright, main seal is in. Now for the flywheel, clutch, and then the transmission. So I got an ACT Street Performance clutch, just so that it grabs nicely but still isn't too bad for daily use or anything like that. Comes with a throw-out bearing and alignment tool. Seems how the alignment tool that I had was not correct, but want to go with just a flat disc instead of like a 6-puck, just in terms of not having too much of a hassle with all of that. And then nice fresh pressure plate. So it calls for 25 to 26 foot-pounds for being an M8. So I set it to 26. It was 25 for a M8 by 1.0, but these are 1.25, so it calls for 26. Well, I just had a very unfortunate series of events happen. I was trying to shift the engine around on the pallet that I had it on. It was very janky on there. So I knew I could run into this possibility, and I ended up doing it. Engine fell off the pallet, tipped on over. Looks like, in terms of damage, thankfully didn't do a whole lot. So there is what looks like probably oil pressure sensor here broke off, which I already have this one here, so I don't think I need that. I think that was just still there to plug it. Looks like it might have bent the wastegate a little bit, but yeah, looks like everything else is alright, which I am very surprised and thankful about, but I knew I was gonna possibly run into this with the way I was doing it. So play with fire, sometimes learn your lesson, but we're not gonna have it on that pallet anymore. I was shifting it around so I can end up getting the transmission on, and yeah, that happened. So we'll end up keeping it lifted up a little bit here, get the transmission on, then it's ready to go. We can drop it in the engine bay, and we should be able to get started on putting in fluids and stuff, making sure nothing's leaking, connecting everything once we've got it in. So word to the wise, make sure your cover plate is on before you put the transmission on. I had to take the transmission fully back off, put the cover on, and then put it back on. So a lot of dinking around just to have to take it back off. Didn't record it because, you know, at that point you had already seen it, and I was a bit flustered, so. Yep, put the plate on. today is an exciting day. We've got the car home here. I ended up hauling it here the other day on a trailer. Looking a little dusty from sitting over a year, but it's an exciting day to have it here. Drop in the engine, get things connected from the top. I'm just doing it here at home while it's on the ground. And then as for like things from the bottom, CV axles, all that, we'll end up towing it to the shop and getting the rest of that done. I decided to do it this way so that I'm not taking the engine and the shell separately, just take it all as one and bring it down there and get it taken care of. So today we'll drop it in, we'll get all the harnesses connected from top. We'll end up connecting those engine mounts to the body and go from there as to other things. We might have to get in some coolant hoses. I was looking at those the other day and they're looking a little dry and crusty, so we'll see about whether I need to get new ones. If I stay on top of that with lists of different things that I might need that are small like that, I can get those in pretty quick here. So we will we'll get that engine dropped in, and yeah, we'll get started on that. So let's get this pushed in here and get cranking away. Time for plan B. So I'd say I'm a bit of a gambling man. I ended up finding a anchor point to strap the Eclipse and try to use a ratchet strap to get it. But I'd say probably best not to do that. I knew that Boss plow would probably be a little bit less weight than the Eclipse. Didn't know with leverage and stuff as to how it's sitting in the garage if it would work. It worked up to a certain point, but yeah, it's starting to pull the Boss plow. So we will figure out another way. Might need some more people to help push it in and stuff, but we'll get the Eclipse in here one way or another and get started. I forgot to video the beginning of it, but a little bit of a redneck engineering going on here. Putting the tire between the two vehicles and pushing one with the other. Twisting and it being a pain in the butt, I finally got all of the engine mounts, well, these 3 engine mounts connected. The last one is for the bottom portion here on the cross member brace. So I'll put that underneath and hook up that last engine mount. But I'm waiting on a bushing for the bolt here. So once I get that bushing in, I can throw that on underneath, but I might end up doing that after I get it in the air and everything at the shop. So I'll do everything from the top here with plugging things in, getting everything connected, and go from there as to that. I do also need to get the serpentine belt on, gone in the Gates belt, and I'll need to put the power steering pump on in order to get this belt on and tightened. So we will get started on that and then pluck away at getting everything connected. So I've been working away at the wiring on the engine for the car. I usually like to take a lot of pictures, make sure I can get everything back to where it was previously. But I guess got a little too excited when I took things apart. Didn't take any pictures of it, so it's been kind of a guessing game. Just moving things to where they need to be. Once I found the connectors for the fuel injectors, ended up being a little easier with solving some other things for part of the harness. Other portions ended up lining things up as well, like the transmission output speed sensor, which actually is quite corroded. I'm actually going to replace that. I got the part ordered up coming in from Rock Auto, so once I get that in, I can end up replacing that and plug in the sensor. So I'm going to wait actually on the intercooler piping to put on there, just so that, you know, it's not in the way and I don't have to take it back off again. But here's what I'm looking at right now. So like I said, once I got the fuel injector connectors all lined up in here, ended up working out with getting the coil pack plugged in. Then it wraps around underneath the intake for the camshaft position sensor. I did end up figuring out throttle position sensor as well, and then the map sensor. Pretty easy, you know, you can line up the pins and everything on those. And then I did also plug in the crankshaft position sensor. It goes down underneath as well through the inside of the intake here below the coil packs, and then down into the crankshaft area. And then I did also take the alternator plug and the ground, and they actually were routed up here and came up top because the alternators are originally located right here. But this car, when I bought it, the 6-bolt engine that was in it actually had the relocation kit for the alternator to go back here where the AC condenser usually is. Now it's not meant for the 7-bolt, but I made it work, as I had said in a previous video. And so then I just took those cables, I routed them underneath the body. I'm going to end up getting it all fixed up as to zip tying to certain areas so it doesn't get in the way of anything, but then I connected them down there. I don't have the ground connected just yet, but it's down there. And then I did figure out when I tipped over the engine, the sensor that broke, it is actually also another oil pressure sensor. It's the stock one, or you know, the other one might have been stock or something or another, but it was just a second one. So I did take the oil pressure sensor that was originally on that filter housing that was on the back and put it there, since I had already removed that. That'll be good for the stock oil pressure on the dash. So I think that was another thing that I was having issues with. There was just so many issues, it's hard to really tell for sure, but I did have issues with that speedometer, so I'm hoping that replacing that sensor, since it's corroded on the inside of the connector and everything, that'll fix that issue. Now, there's other miscellaneous things that I've done as well, like the shifter cables. Ended up hooking those up, and here's actually that transmission speed sensor. So as you can see, it's a bit corroded in there. So I've got a new one coming. It should be sometime in the next week or so that I get that in, which I don't know when I'll end up posting up this video, so I may have it by then, but to keep it updated and everything as I'm going along. As for any other thing that I've done so far, I did route the cable for the clutch master cylinder, and I've got that sitting down there, so then I can end up just mounting it up right there. Obviously I need to get underneath the vehicle for that, and because it's just going to be a pain doing it from the top, so I'll end up doing that once I actually get the vehicle in the air at the shop. So I'll do that, the CV axles. I'll do the upper control arms at that point as well. I did get new ones in due to the fact that the ball joints just started spinning on these when I tried to take the knuckle off of the upper control arms. So I'll replace those as well. I've got those here already. With one of the sensors here, there actually is a break in the wire that looks like it was previously repaired, and then it maybe broke again. But let me show you guys here. So it looks like there was a break fixed here and a break fixed here, But then he ended up deciding to just wrap a green ground wire around it. And then he ran this green wire all the way up, zip tied to other harnesses and everything, all the way up to the battery negative terminal. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to re-splice this together. There's no point of this. This is just stupid. So I'll get that fixed, and then I still got to figure out where this goes to. There's a few other connectors up here. I did plug in this connector on the transmission, like small ones like this. I believe as I put in other parts, it will get solved. There are some miscellaneous wires here that are also broken. So I don't know importance-wise as to that, or if they maybe were just cut because of the 6-bolt swap, if there were some pieces that weren't needed. There is also this connector that I don't know that I'm finding the other end of it. So I'm wondering if maybe that is one of the broken wires there. So like I said, we're just plugging along, trying to figure out exactly where everything goes with that. I should have taken pictures. I must have gotten a little too excited, didn't take any, and now it's kind of biting me in the butt with putting things back together. But we'll get it all figured out, get it taken care of, get the radiator back in, all the intercooler piping on, and throw fluid in it. I should probably get an ECU in. I ended up posting onto a DSM forum and everything as to anyone that knows of a tuner in Michigan that would tune off the black box. I didn't get any response. So probably will order up a ECM link from someone online. I think that's about it at this moment in time. I mean, I've got pretty much just a couple sensors coming. I did also figure out that side indicator here broke off. Trying to locate a connector for that is not really happening all too well, so I got to figure out onto that. But we will we'll keep working out this wiring issue and just take it a step at a time and get it all figured out.